Hi, everybody. Oh. All right, you see that something's missing? Hanna, poor Hanna, my sweet Hanna, got her allergies tested, which means they put all kinds of patches all over her, and she's feeling really horrible. So she had almost no voice today. It's kind of weird how when they test your allergies, it's gonna mess all your stuff. But we do have Purr. I guess Purr is. He's not gonna review the books. He's just gonna sit there and be a cat. All right, let's get this rolling. I'm gonna do Marvel first. Silver Sable one shot out this week. It's just a one shot of an adventure. You can see her go and kick some Nazi booties and save a bunch of people. It's just a great little one shot adventure. Enjoy. For Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, this is issue number 13, but this is the first part of their legacy. It's a neat little romp. It's the Parker's trying to figure out a way to spend some time with their daughter Annie before she goes off to college, and Annie reminisces about her name. She hates Spider-Man. They got to figure out some name that's not already been taken. Can't do Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, or whatever. Something else. All right. This is probably, there's two favorites this week. That's why. It's because Donny Cates wrote it. This explains everything. Donny Cates wrote this Thanos. All right, so this is Thanos 13. This is called Thanos Wins, Part 1. Surprise, surprise. There's a character that shows up in this book whose head is in his hands on the stairs there. I don't know if I should say it or not. Just suffice to say, you should really, really want to read this one. And what's neat is if you look, his little throne here that's behind him, which looks like Galactus's head, also has an eerie resemblance to Valafax, which is Donny Cates' really cool sword from God Country. That's just something I noticed because I'm a huge fan. Really, really great book. Please read it because you'll have to find out who the character is that shows up to give him trouble. And it's all kinds of neat time travel in it also, because it's not the version of the character that we have now that shows up. All right, X-Men Gold, Negative Zone War. This kind of is at the end of the Brotherhood group comes and tries to attack the team. Remember, they have that kind of the alien character that they end up capturing and imprisoning at the end of that storyline. Well, in this one, we've got a couple developments. One is Kitty and Peter move forward in their relationship, which we probably is not a surprise to you. And that also somebody shows up to try to get that person that they have imprisoned out. All right. The big surprise this week, and probably something you may or may not pick up all the time, but you definitely should. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, you absolutely must have this book. So Moon Girl, and there's no Devil Dinosaur in it right now because she sent him away to another dimension. Number 25, this is called Fantastic 3 Part 1. So you know that the Thing's been hanging out with her, and so is Johnny Storm. So in this issue, they're kind of cleaning out all of the old Fantastic Four stuff and giving it to her because she's obviously the smartest person now that Reed's not there. And so they're kind of reminiscing all the little things, like they find this little, I forgot what this robot guy's name is, but as you watch them doing that, there's other stuff that's going on in other panels that appears to be maybe some fantastic something else is coming. So read it and tell me what you think. All right. From Vault this week, a really neat book. Not for kids probably, just because it's kind of, I don't know, I guess kids could read it. It's kind of sad though. So Maxwell's Demons is a great book about a boy who spends a lot of time in his room and has created his own kind of like imaginary, I'm guessing, doorway to other worlds and adventures. He has another superhero kind of like guy show up and take him on adventures. But meanwhile, in reality, it looks like he lives with just his dad, and his dad, pretty much all he does is demand that his son make dinner for him and is very, very cruel to him in his just language. So the escaping is the really sweet part, and it's really cool. Exo-Manowar, issue 9. So we've got trouble here for Arik. Remember, he's now the Emperor, which kind of seems like it would be great, because then he can make the Azure and Cadmium and the Burnt and the other creatures on the planet get along, but that's not the way it works out, because the way that the peoples interacted with each other, however not fair, it actually meant that, for example, one of them was fairly kind of an enslaved group that made sure that they made food for the other group. Well, now there's huge famine because, you know, they've been freed by Arik. He doesn't understand what the interplay is between them. And the cool part at the end is that, I know you've probably seen it already in ads, but looks like they're going to call in the cavalry and send somebody else after him. I don't think they'll be successful, but being the Emperor is not good for him. He was much better off when he was just being a soldier. Alright, and Scout Comics. This really sweet tale called Long Lost is a lot of like black and white imagery, very simplistic. It seems to be about a girl who lives alone with her dog, her puppy that she's training, but it's got other things that are going on, and it makes you question reality a lot when you're like, what is real to her? There's another blonde girl in the book. I'm not really sure if it is actually another person or if it's really another aspect of her, but I really thought it was a great, great book. And there's like some weird creepy creature that shows up in her house. It looks like tangled like black vines. I gotta figure out what that is. It's definitely gonna be a second book read to try to figure it out. All right, new story arc. Talking about Donny Cates. Here's Redneck number 7. Remember, 2 warring factions of redneck vampires. They had to leave their homestead because it, you know, burnt to the ground, and now they're kind of hiding out in the woods. The patriarch of the family is basically wanting everyone to be very vigilant and make sure that they aren't being hunted down, like they weren't followed to where they are hiding out. They're just trying to find food sources, and they brought someone with them who may not be good for the group, and bad things might happen. So this is the beginning of a new story arc. You can kind of jump in here, you'd be fine, I think. Alright, super weird book. Weird but good. So this is an image book. This one's called Void Trip. So it's essentially about these 2, like, freewheeling, I would call them pirates because they're stealing fuel when you first meet them. But their entire desire is to find this stuff called space fruit, but it's F-R-O-O-T, which creates hallucinogenic effects. There's a bunch of different versions of it, so think about it as like any other drug, except for it looks like fruit. And yeah, they're like on this journey somewhere, but they clearly don't want to use instructions. They want to kind of find it naturally. And there's a bad guy kind of robot looking thing after them who wants to install AI into their ship so that they have to get there quickly. I don't know. Art is gorgeous. And it's kind of funny to watch it because they are tripping out most of the time, especially the girl. This one I've been really waiting for with great anticipation. So this is by Jordan Hart. This is called Doppelganger, and it's by Alterna Comics. And yeah, for $1.50, this is a huge steal. So the setup is that this family guy ends up in an accident. It is not clear whose fault it is. I don't think it's anyone's fault. It's just an accident with an elder gentleman. The older gentleman ends up dying, and the main character has a concussion, and so he ends up going to work and having a normal day, but then starts to have reality not make a lot of sense to him, and a doppelganger shows up. Then it gets really, really trippy. So this is a great, great book. I gotta figure out what's gonna happen next. Wait till you meet this doppelganger. You'll like to hate him a lot. Alright, these were Amazing, amazing books. Don't miss this, even if you have never ever read anything about the demon. Here is a good place to start. So this is called The Demon, Hell is Earth, and it's just a little 6-shot. This is the first of them. And so you get to learn a lot more about the relationship. So there's a guy, if you don't know anything about it, there's a guy named Jason Blood who has Etrigan inside of him as like he is a demon. And he has to say a little chant in order for the demon to come out, but he doesn't want him to ever come out. And he doesn't want to listen to him ever. He speaks in his head like incessantly. And so Jason will like drink a lot of booze to try to drown him out. And so I guess something really, really horrible happens in which he does have to leave the demon out. Find out what. Alright, the book that is going to break the internet, if you are not already planning to go to an 11:57 comic book release party tonight, you should. And then you should go to IHOP and eat pancakes. You'll find out why. And it's the Doomsday Clock, #1. There are a bunch of different versions of this. I think there's some exclusives that are exclusive to stores. So if you see a picture on the internet, you go to your store and don't see it, it's because it's someone's store exclusive, so don't get mad at them. But there are 4 comic kinds that you can get from your store. You should be able to if they ordered all of them. There's this cool lenticular. So it's kind of like, again, it's not this kind of lenticular. It doesn't go like that. It goes like this. Okay? And then there's a midnight, what they call a midnight release one. No, it's not really for midnight. And 2 other covers, which look really, really cool. All right. I'm going to do just a quick setup for you guys because I don't want to ruin anything for you because I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to talk to people about it. I may just force people to read it while they're standing there tonight so I can talk about it then. But the setup that happened in DC Rebirth with the idea that the Watchmen have had some control or influence over the DC Universe for quite a while, that's explored in this book. So just in case you were wondering, it has been recently announced that yes, the Beyond Watchmen books that came out however many years ago, those are canon. So those belong in this universe now. So run out and find some. You got to have them now to try to figure out how those characters line up with the storyline. So yes, that's what this book is about. This is the path getting those 2 universes together. So yeah, it's incredibly I just couldn't stop reading and lost my mind, and then immediately called my staff and said, please try to buy more of these, and they're out at the distributor level. So if you can, find a store tomorrow with them, because you will want them. Yes, you will. Absolutely want this. It's a 10-issue series, I believe. 12-issue series. So you're going to have this to start. Just get it. Just trust me on it, okay? All right, if you're wanting to find it, or to find out if there is a shop having a 11:57 release tonight for you, go to comicshoplocator.com. You should be able to find out information there for people that have decided to do it, or just go to their Facebook page or social media and see if they're doing it. And I'll see you guys at IHOP tonight, because promise you that's what you're going to want to do. Guaranteed. All right, I love you guys, all of you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.